Hey, you know, that's a pretty weird phone call to get. If someone makes you feel weird like that, you should just hang up.
Good to know.
Just click. And...
What's that sound?
Oh my God, it's a dial tone.
Sort of burst onto the scene, Peabody Award, 3 CSAs. Do you see sort of as kind of carrying forward Canadian comedy, and what are you trying to change?
No pressure.
Oh gosh. Look, I'll be, I don't know, I feel like maybe some people know this about me. I'm not, you know, I trained in theater. I'm kind of following my heart and my gut, and I like to make choices that feel like right and true, but I'm not completely thinking about legacy quite yet. It sometimes, it's a beautiful thing, but it can sometimes totally distract me, you know, and it really sort of has kind of consumed my life for the last couple of years, and so it's been so much about the work and getting, you know, good juicy stories out there. But I do think one of the things that definitely is important to me is to kind of embrace the complexity and fluidity of like all humans and present that in a work. And that's what I feel like if we can start to, you know, our big thing about season 1, and of course it carries through into season 2, is if we can all start to see how we're transitioning on a daily basis, like all people across all ages, genders, races, sexualities, then I think we're doing something really important and healing for people who have already been using language like that to kind of describe their experience. So that's the one thing I feel pretty intentional about inside the work.
I'm gonna get something to eat or drink or stab myself with. Anyone want anything?
Out of it.
How hard was it to balance aspects of comedy, which the show is rife with, but also the difficulties of existing in a space that might be hostile to you?
Yeah, in season 1, I remember having a conversation with Fab, who's the co-creator on Sort of, and our writers about how, you know, maybe an approach to this world that we're creating is that, of course, it's real, and in its realness, it's both funny and sad and heartachy, but maybe we are just a bit gentler in our kind of in showing Sebi existing in the world, because one thing we definitely didn't want to do was just recreate a bunch of abuse and trauma and watch this person kind of move through that, because I mean, I feel like I've seen enough of it, particularly for trans people, trans women of color, and so I think it's that balance of we're going for real, we're going for honest, with a side of like gentleness. And I think that's also where I think when people are relaxed and easy and kind of comfortable, they can laugh more too, you know.
You can hear more.
Yeah.
Which I feel like maybe is why, like you were saying, that somebody had described the show as like a hug, which I think right now is like so relevant and really kind of beautiful and comforting.
Do you want to stop hugging now?
No.
What would you say, Bilal, to younger Bilal about coming into the world?
I remember judging myself a lot for being slower in processing things and quiet in my kind of exterior and all my kind of communication with people, not feeling important or sparkly in any way, you know, because I wasn't really offering much. And so I think I'd say, like, you know, just chill, go at your own pace. People are gonna love it about you anyways, you know, but I definitely did not know that this is what my life was gonna be a couple of years ago even.
Grace, what about yourself?
Maybe you don't need to be critical of yourself. You're attaining or getting close to what you think perfection is not gonna bring you joy. It's not going to bring you acceptance. It's not going to bring you love. Your embrace of who you are in any given moment, if it's honest, that's probably the best way.
My father is finding it difficult to process who I am as a person.
I'll say if and when Sort of gets to a season 3, what do you hope to explore in Sebi's world, in Bessie's world, in these characters' worlds?
You know, I think my answer is going to be like super vague, just because I'm not, you know,
confidentiality.
But there is something about it, particularly with the way the second season ends. It's about kind of even going deeper into the mess.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like season 1 was about so much about, you know, about a lot of things, but it really had to set the world up, you know, these characters and their dynamics and their relationships with each other. And every year, if we get to keep on doing this, I think getting into the messy feels so right for this show and for these characters.
I'm really excited because I feel like, you know, I was saying before that I feel like the world really sanctions like romantic relationships. There's a real space and like a hierarchy for us to place this partnership at the very top. And then there's maybe friendships and family maybe exist in a different category, but like friendship, love has always been huge. And I've always been like, I feel like I'm like the person at the door being like, why isn't it on the same level? And so I kind of love that we have this space now to see what happens between these two.
That's what I want, my family and friends, and I want that uncomplicated Rachel McAdams love. That's doable, right?
Being on the show, what has that meant to your life?
Do you want to start?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, I'm grateful for all the things that we were talking about, that it feels like it has given people a space that they feel seen. Maybe it gives them some community in terms of feeling heard in their experiences. And then for me, I'm just like, I'm grateful to have met you. And like, I'm really grateful for like what that brings. I think that's like really, well, it's like, it's so special to like meet extraordinary people. I love that. Like, I feel like you give space so that it's okay to be more thoughtful and quiet. And I think that's really added something to my life. I'm really grateful for you. So I don't know if it's usable, my God, because I'm crying. What a mess.
I don't even know.
Okay.
Everyone keeps telling me, because I'm so new to all this is not typically how it goes. Shows get canceled really quickly. It takes forever to get a show made. You know, you might not ever see anybody you work with again afterwards.
All truths.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, all truths. Yeah, for sure.
There's something different going on here, for sure.